Chapter 31, The Morning It Happens, Part 2. The two-lane road came up out of the storm exactly as the worn photograph had always half remembered it, and Ethan, watching from the passenger seat, felt the last pieces of the blurred center finally slide into place. The development lay out past the edge of the city, and the only way to it was this road, two narrow lanes, no shoulder, hemmed by a ditch on one side and a dark tree line on the other, dipping and curving through low ground where the rain pooled. In the headlights it was black and gleaming and streaming, the kind of road that on a dry day was nothing, and on this morning was a held breath. David drove it the way a careful man drives a bad road, slower than he wanted to, both hands tight on the wheel, leaning forward to see past the slapping wipers. And ahead, where the road dipped and curved into a blind low stretch, two things waited that Ethan had never been able to see, and saw now. The first was the water, a wide black sheet of it lying across the dip where the rain had pooled deep and fast, invisible until you were nearly on it, a long stretch of standing water flooding the low blind curve. The second was the lights. Up ahead, around the blind curve, swinging wrong, the headlights of a big rig, a contractor's flatbed or a delivery truck running early in the storm, coming the other way too fast for the road, and beginning, as it hit the same flooded curve from the far side, to slide, its trailer breaking loose on the water, swinging out across the center line, jackknifing slow and huge and unstoppable directly into the lane where David's truck was about to be. That was the 4 seconds. That was the blurred center, the thing that had killed his father once. A jackknifing rig and a sheet of standing water meeting on a blind curve in the storm dark, and David driving straight into both with no room and no time and no warning. Except this time, the warning was sitting in the passenger seat. "Daddy." Ethan did not have time for a plan. The plans were all spent, the years of steering, the buying of time, the arsenal, all of it used up just to put him in this seat. There was nothing left in the careful place but the raw read of the instant, and the instant was this. The water, an eye blink ahead, the rig, swinging across the lane, his father just beginning to register the wrong lights through the rain, his foot lifting toward the brake a half-second too late, because a half-second too late was exactly how the road had killed him the first time. A half-second. That was the whole margin of his father's life. In the first life, David had hit the water and the jackknifing rig with his reaction a half-second behind, and the truck had gone off the road or under the trailer in the 4 seconds that followed, and that had been all. A half-second slow. If Ethan could buy his father that half-second, make him brake sooner, turn sooner, react sooner, then the geometry of the 4 seconds changed, and the rig swung through empty road instead of through David, and his father lived. But Ethan could not drive the truck. He could not work the brake. He could not, with a child's strength, turn the wheel against his father's hands. Everything physical a 7-year-old could do was useless against 4 seconds of skidding steel. Everything except the one thing he had sworn never to use. The truck's front tires hit the standing water, and the world let go. Ethan felt it through the seat, the sudden sickening lightness as the tires lost the road, the truck planing forward on the black sheet of water with the wheel gone loose and dead in his father's hands, David's sharp, indrawn breath, the headlights of the jackknifing rig swinging huge across the windshield. The 4 seconds began. Everything went slow and bright and terrible, the way it does, and Ethan saw with awful clarity the truck sliding helpless toward the swinging trailer, his father fighting a wheel that no longer answered, the half-second already lost. This was the moment. The center of the photograph. The reason for all of it. 5 years of patience and grief and cold, careful work. The whole impossible second life, narrowed down to a single instant on a flooded curve with the rig coming and the wheel dead, and his father about to die again. And Ethan reached for the coal. He did it without hesitation, without weighing it, the last rule overriding all the others. The people come first. And to hell with the second rule, to hell with hiding, to hell with the vast thing out in the dark that might feel him, to hell with everything but the half-second his father needed and the only power left in the world that could buy it. He reached down into the dark behind his breath, past the wall that had stalled him for a year, to the coal he had grown across 5 lonely years and kept silent and small and never once used to touch the physical world. And he seized it with everything he was and pulled it up and got ready to spend all of it at once. The rig filled the windshield. The truck slid. His father's mouth was open around a shout that had not yet reached the air. The 4 seconds were 1 second old. Ethan Cole, 7 years old, took hold of the cold fire in his chest and broke every rule he had and threw it.